morning, everyone. Welcome to another TradingView update. We've seen that aggressive move higher, or we've seen a reversal in the aggressive move higher that we had seen just over 24 hours ago. Markets now again continuing their downtrend. Short-term immediate target, maybe even as soon as today, could be as low as 36,676, which is just the 1.618 fib extension from this current impulsive move lower. Overall, over the next few weeks, we continue to see from a larger scale, we would almost argue that we'll move all the way down to 36,000. But again, that 36,600, that immediate short-term target. If we look at the volume profile visible range as well, we can see that level there's a spike here around 36,600, where we've seen higher trading activities in the market as price moves lower. So expect some sort of support level to be identified here before we see whether we then move higher or we continue our ultimate move lower. In times like this, again, zooming out a little bit, let's keep in mind the overall macro structure of this current market. We are still in this triangle. Everything really going to plan. We're not really worried. This invalid of this kind of structure that we're looking to see play out is only invalidated really if we start dropping below. If it starts dropping below the January low at 33k. Until then, this is almost we've been expecting this. Once we get to 35, 36k area towards the end of next month, then we can start to see whether the TradFi markets are picking up, whether they're finding some support, because ultimately it depends what happens in the TradFi markets at this point to determine where crypto moves next, just given the high correlations. If we do look at the equity markets very quickly, we can see they're getting absolutely decimated. Nasdaq e-futures or E-mini futures now trading, or yesterday at one point traded the lowest price since April of last year, so a 1-year low. Really not looking too strong out there. Daily RSI also suggesting that there is room for further downside. At this point, I don't think it makes too much sense to rush into anything too big. Market will likely continue to chop lower at this level. The buying signals have not yet materialized on the MACD. Daily RSI trending lower, weekly RSI trending lower. So overall, this is the sort of structure that we're looking at. What's interesting, if we actually look at the liquidation levels for Bitcoin, we can see that the longs are starting to build as we get towards 36k. So if we continue to see these prices dropping lower, and bear in mind this is from 2 days ago, so ignoring that rally that we had up to 40 and back down again, we can see that if prices or the spot price starts to move lower, and the perp swap prices continue to be pulled with it, we might actually see an acceleration of that price drop, especially in the perp markets, as these positions are liquidated. The first real break actually comes in at around 35,700, 35,600. This level here would be beautifully in line with our target in and around that E area at the end of next month. On the Ethereum side, Ethereum 2 moving doggedly lower, short-term target identified at 2,698. So you could almost argue, 2,700. Again, altcoins getting hit harder than Bitcoin. Daily RSI trending lower, weekly RSI also moving lower still. There's not too much to add on Ethereum, to be honest. Ethereum will be hit just as hard as Bitcoin if the kind of leading cryptocurrency continues to see weakness. If we look at the ETH liquidation levels, interesting to note here is that, again, we're seeing that increase in positions all the way down to 2,600 roughly, where we've had that first real break in liquidation levels. Up until then, it's quite sporadic. So if we do start to drop lower, we might actually see an acceleration of prices as those longs are liquidated. Again, if we zoom out on Ethereum, and overall current market structure is still not bad at all. Similar sort of triangle pattern setup. We want to see this completed, so we are targeting 2,600 over the next month. We'll start to reassess how the market looks. Main message continues to be equity markets getting pummeled, correlation to crypto high, and until equity markets find a bottom and start to reverse and form a new uptrend, this will likely also be the case in crypto. That's it from us this morning. Have a good trading day.